So it says, I've been married for 14 years. My husband and I have a great marriage. I have always gotten along with my in-laws. There are no periods in this thing. Jesus Christ. I have always gotten along with my in-laws. My husband, who is close to his family, came to tell me his mother is getting old and she's moving in with us. He did not ask me, and I'm furious. There is 0 periods, y'all. This is so hard to read.
Dug through it.
Oh,
They want to see
Don't
me.
make excuses.
I know. I didn't stutter.
No, I see the problem here. I just think that as a married couple, it is a little dramatic to say that you are moving out of the house if the mom has to move in. I just think
like
it's a
that
little
lady.
dramatic. Obviously, there's a problem with the husband not asking at all.
It was
I
a
think
power trip.
there's definitely power play. But I'm not moving out the goddamn house.
I mean, to be honest with you, my main question is, who pays the goddamn bills?
Why does that matter?
Because
Power play.
if the father, if the son or the husband, right? He just been wanting people to be in his same misery loves company. I swear to God. So if the son or the husband
Yeah.
pays the bills, I do think that communication is key in any relationship, regardless. I'm a firm believer in planning and strategizing and making sure that everybody, agrees to it and then implementing whatever needs to be done. However, to move out, if he pays all the bills, is ridiculous to me. I think that does play a big portion in it because he might feel entitled because of that, in all honesty.
But that is the problem, that he feels entitled, but they share a living space. So you feeling like you get to make all of the decisions because you pay. I mean, I understand.
It's his mother. I'm not saying that he gets to just up and change the entire living room. I'm saying it's his mom and his mother, the woman that brought him into this earth, needs a place to stay. If he pays all the bills, I do think it needs to be ran by his wife if he's married. However, that shouldn't be a determining factor for you to move out.
If they're married, I'm sure they have.
Wait, were they married?
Before.
Yeah, they are married.
14 years.
If they're married 14 years, then she's probably privy to her ailing health, and they should have had a conversation saying what's going to happen when my mom gets sick, and for her to overreact like that, she can go.
Ciao.
I mean, which you got to choose your mother over your dying mother over.
It's gonna be temporary. Like, I mean, how?
She's
Like,
gonna die.
yeah, like.
Well, yeah, if we're talking about a decline in health, it kind of seems like, what is it? She's getting old.
She's not getting younger.
I don't know, because you know what? In
So
all
is
honesty,
there
I
nothing
don't want
wrong
to live with
with her
nobody's old ass mother either. If the mom is moving in, and let's just say the husband is not really home, that will play a big part, because she's probably gonna be like, if let's just say the woman is a stay-at-home wife, or maybe she's home more often than her husband, and now she's the one that's realistically aiding and dealing with his mother, then I could understand why, because he's throwing really a responsibility more so on her rather than himself. Now, if that isn't the case, then obviously it's not. But I could see why somebody could be like, yo, I don't want to be the one to deal with I don't want to have to be your mother's aide 24/7 while you're at work. I don't want that responsibility. I think that could be a problem, because I'm not going to lie. If my girl said, hey, my mom is moving in to our house, I'd be like, both y'all niggas could go. like, no offense to her mom, but I'm like,
No offense.
I just don't want to deal with nobody's mother. I don't even want to live with my own mother, like, let alone live with somebody else's mom. And especially if I'm the one paying the bills, we're going to have to negotiate now, so. No.
Or didn't you just say that she should have been allowed to move in?
No. Well, I'm saying if I was the one paying all the bills, then I'm making executive decisions.
I'm not going.
I want you to answer this.
But it's like, I understand that you feel like you make executive decisions if you pay all the bills, but does that not come with a conversation, like, with your partner, your wife, who you are married to, that you share a living space with?
Sometimes It's ask for forgiveness and not permission. And that's just is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that we don't converse about all the decisions, but executive decisions that you feel that you need to make, because clearly, I mean, for him to just say she's moving in with us is realistically like, it seems like it's pretty urgent. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not another option at that moment. And if I have to make the executive decision,
That's why I asked about her health. Niggas said she just got old. So I just want to know, was she sick?
My grandpa lived by herself.
Is she dying in the next 3 months? Like, what's going on?
She didn't. Okay, so she didn't. There's nothing that states that she has health issues. It just says she old. So maybe we shouldn't consider health in this scenario. I think I agree with everybody in the sense that there should have been a conversation. However, there is only one queen of the castle. I don't care how you slice that pie. That there's going to be a conflict in that house because that man at this point now has to figure out the pecking order between his mama and his wife. Now, I don't know what kind of fool ass dude this is to put himself in that kind of situation. Like, that is crazy. Because now you're literally, it's going to always be them pitted against each other, even if they have never had an issue. Because the wife is going to expect to come first, and the mother is going to expect to come first. So I mean, like, but what does he do?
I thought that was part of for better. I'm sorry. I thought it was part of for better or for worse. I thought that was tied into like marriage, where I've never been married, so I'm saying like that doesn't happen. Like if one of your mothers gets sick,
we're not talking about sick.
Okay, one of your mothers has to move in.
Why she got to move in?
maybe she can't afford to live on her own.
Honestly, with me, that isn't my issue. I just want to make that clear. If there was a conversation and you feel like your mom's getting old, you don't want her living by herself, if we have a conversation about it, we can arrange for her to be here under whatever conditions or whatever, but we have to have that conversation, laying that out. I don't think that my problem would be her being there, period.
The problem with her being there is that she would be there without the full consent of her daughter-in-law. That is what creates the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I agree with that.
But that in itself, that creates just an
Bigger
issue
problem.
that didn't have to be there in the first place. And to be honest, if you brought it to me, I could be like, oh, well, she got a house, means we can sell it. We can either put her in a place, because you know they have like those assisted living places where you literally have your own space. They clean for you. They do all your food for you. You live in an apartment by yourself. You got you and your elderly senior citizen friends. Like, it's a whole setup. It's like a thing. And she could have lived there with the proceeds from the house. We could have made her like a little casita in the back where she has her own space. We could have redone the basement to where she has her own space, and anything to make sure we don't have issues in this house.
Did you just like describe like a
Nursing home?
nursing home?
It's not a pimp. No, it's a thing. That's normal. It's very normal.
You know what? Parents literally be like, you know, when they think that their kids, they're getting old and their kids are treating them not so great, they're going to be like, oh, my kids are going to put me in a nursing home. And they always say that as a bad thing. Aaron over here is talking about, you got your senior citizen friends. You got to hang out.
Well, no,
you got your own this.
No, it is. I'm telling you, it is a community. My cousin, okay, so me and my cousin, we share grandparents, but then her other set of grandparents live like, I don't know, 1 minute away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently my uncles were just fucking all the chicks that live in that little community.
Good
anyway,
man.
no.
Good man.
Oh, my other cousin, his grandparents live across the street.
Great man.
Yeah, so they ain't had nothing to do. But anyway,
I got that too.
Great man.
so they just sold their house, and I asked my cousin, said, hey, you know, what they doing, where they going? She said, oh, they're just gonna go to a community. You know, like at a certain age, you don't want to deal with like the upkeep and the maintenance of a house. So you go to a community where you got homies, they take care of your food, you don't have to cook, they clean for you. Like, it's a thing.
You sell it real good.
You know, I don't.
It's a thing. Yeah. It's not a convalescent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a nursing home. It is a
One step above
senior
it, yeah.
community.
You know,
Yeah.
and the thing is,
And no youngins allowed either.
yeah, hell no.
Oh, it's a club.
It's a club. It's a boys' club.
It's a boy.
So
Shut up, Rico.
my thing is, you know, I feel as if I've been married for 14 years, and I'm not saying that this is their situation, I'm just speaking in general. It really like baffles me when you don't understand, for example, like I'm looking at it from a culture standpoint. A lot of different cultures, you know, they take on their parents when their parents get to a certain age. And if I'm married for 14 years and I can probably see that has happened, or we might have had a conversation about it, but not necessarily specified it for our situation. Like you kind of got to roll with some punches. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that when it comes to, especially if that's a man who's extremely close to his mother, like you gotta expect certain things, right? Like some men that, like you said, there is only one queen in the castle, and I do agree. Some men cannot balance a wife and a mother. It's not easy, especially when one wants to be, you know, deemed first, and the other one, they both want to be deemed first. So it is a struggle. But however, some men are really mama's boys. And you should know what kind of man you got. And if your man is choosing his mother over you, he was always doing that.